So the iPhone 17 lineup is here, and everybody online is saying it's all the same, it's boring, Apple didn't innovate, and where is Apple intelligence? So I kind of agree with all that, and but me personally, I don't really care that much about the AI gimmicks, because it's a nice to have feature, but if it's missing, it's not a deal breaker for me personally. So the things that I use my phone for and stuff, and for all my AI needs and everything, I have Gemini installed, I have ChatGPT and Grok available, so I'm covered on that part. I do not need those AI features of Apple Intelligence and stuff, so I won't be talking about that much in this one, and neither did Apple in this event. So like they did say that they are built for Apple Intelligence, but it wasn't like even nearby the time that they talked about Apple Intelligence in the iPhone 16's launch event. And this launch event, they just hinted on Apple Intelligence and they didn't say much in detail about it. So yeah, they are not delivering. They are not able to deliver, I guess, at this point. I care about the raw performance, the build quality, the improved battery life, improved cameras, because this channel is built on iPhone camera. The first video till this video all have been recorded on iPhone, and this particular video that you're watching is also being recorded on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Most people, like 99% of the people, don't really need to upgrade every year, but it's for me, I just use my phone as a camera and as a power tool. So that's why it's kind of, for me, for my channel, it will be a nice upgrade for having a better camera and better battery life for that matter. And that's why I have it pre-ordered. And I will be milking that thing for the next whole year, making a ton of content. It'll start with the unboxing and then the performance testing and stuff, so get subscribed for that. So the one that I pre-ordered is a 1TB version, but this is the first year that Apple is offering a 2TB model in their Pro lineup, which is huge storage, which is even more than this MacBook Pro that I have. This has 1TB of storage, and so is my iPhone 16 Pro Max. And because I shoot long videos, that's why I need that storage, but I haven't filled my current iPhone completely yet. Sometimes when I shoot ProRes, yeah, I went close to it, but I haven't filled it out completely yet. So I'm just gonna stick with 1TB 17 Pro Max. And the color choice, because I am, I was always going for the black phone guy. And I had the black titanium 15 Pro Max. 16 Pro Max was also black titanium. However, this year they do not have a black variant. They do have a blue one, like a dark blue, I don't know. I'm not calling the names that Apple gave. I'm just sticking with simple orange, blue, and then silver. So I'm a boring color guy, so that's why I didn't go with the blue, or blue is also kind of a boring color, so I could have gone that. That's the next best thing to like actual black. But still, I just wanted to also try something a little bit different, but still stay in that like similar boring color aesthetic. So that's why I went with the silver color this year. Now let's talk about the raw horsepower in it. So it's kind of like a muscle car, if you will. It's packing the latest A19 chip, and which should be very, very powerful as compared to the 16 Pro Max. And it should sustain that performance for longer periods of time because of the Apple's new technology. Not Apple's, like everybody else in the industry of mobile phones have been using that technology for a while, but for Apple it's new. Apple has introduced this vapor chamber technology and made the body completely aluminum, because titanium or earlier iPhone stainless steel or glass, they're not very good at heat dissipation, so that's why they went with that's the main reason they're saying that they went with the aluminum unibody design this year. However, we all know that aluminum is cheaper, and Tim Apple want to make some extra money with the already ridiculously priced iPhones. Because the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the top model, the 2TB one, I know it's a huge amount of storage and that's an expensive phone, but however, that expensive phone is ridiculously expensive because in Canada it's costing around 3,000 Canadian Looney Tuny dollars. before tax, and then there's 13% tax if you live where I live. But circling back to the raw performance, we will be testing it in PUBG Mobile, we'll be testing in Call of Duty, Genshin Impact, and other AAA titles like Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 3, and other Assassin's Creed, all the AAA titles that are available on iOS. We'll be running it with the heads-up display enabled for testing frames per second and all. And yeah, it'll be a fun video, and we will do a direct comparison between 16 Pro Max and the 17 Pro Max. Let's talk a little more about the design. So it's like this year's iPhone, it feels a little different because Apple went completely off from its aesthetic feeling, like regular safe designs. So like if you look at like iPhones starting from iPhone 10, 10s, 11, 11 Pro, and so only like the camera on the back, like the camera bump has changed, but the iPhone in general has remained the same, like Apple kind of maintaining the same aesthetic, and that gives the same feeling, same vibe. But because this year they have made a bold choice, and it's kind of like a Dodge Challenger of iPhones, if you will. So it's like more muscly, more like strong, raw horsepower, right? It kind of speaks pro. It's built like a tank. It kind of looks like a pro camera, if you will. That change doesn't bother me. So, and because that change has enabled Apple, if their claims are true, we will be putting it to the test. But if they're true, because now we don't have the phone yet, but if they're true, then that's a great improvement because the battery life is improved significantly, and along with the battery life, the heat dissipation, like the new heat sink, like the vapor chamber and aluminum unibody is also, like, aluminum is good in heat dissipation. So that chip that Apple has made for these iPhones, the A19 Pro, so it will get hot when it'll be running at full performance, and it will not thermal throttle that easily because I've seen that problem on the 16 Pro Max. So when I'm in a gaming session with my friends, for example in PUBG Mobile and stuff, it gets hot and it thermal throttles a little bit in the first, like I would say 30 minutes. And after about another 10-20 minutes, the display brightness dims down by like 20 or 30% or even more sometimes. So that's the iPhone's trying to stay cool and use less power. I hope that's not the case with the 17 Pro series. What I personally think, like earlier, like for example, let's take example of the iPhone 15 and 16 lineup. So the regular 15 and the regular 16 iPhones had aluminum body, and the Pro series had titanium, and iPhones before that had stainless steel, which is a premium material over aluminum. And this year, the iPhone 17 has aluminum body and iPhone 17 Pro has aluminum body. Only the iPhone Air, they're not calling it iPhone 17, which will confuse a lot of people. They should have just called iPhone 17 Air. And because they just recently renamed their whole, like, all the operating systems to like iOS 26, watchOS 26, macOS 26, tvOS 26, and blah blah blah. So now they're gonna be confusing people again with the iPhone Air. I'm not sure, but maybe it'll be like MacBooks. It will just be called iPhone Air. Like when the next iPhone Air comes out, it will still be called iPhone Air, no 2, no 3, nothing, just iPhone Air, just like MacBook. Maybe it will be like that. But if they are just gonna call him iPhone Air 2, iPhone Air 3, then that'll confuse a lot of people. Circling back to the premium material choice, so this year the Pro model also has the aluminum body. So because if I'm paying close to $2,000 for a phone, then I expect premium top-notch materials. I know Apple says it's good for the thermals and performance, but we all know that they're just doing it for, like, that can be a reason too, yes, but the main reason is Apple just making their pockets bigger, and their shareholders, they're making them happy by making them money. Let's talk a little more about battery life, because that's an interesting part for this one. So battery is bigger as compared to iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max in iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max models, and for the parts of the world where Apple will still be selling iPhone with a SIM card tray, that iPhone's battery will be just a tiny bit smaller as compared to the other ones. So for earlier iPhones, Apple only released the eSIM-only iPhone models in the US. So rest of the world, including Canada, was getting SIM card trays. But this year, in many other countries, including Canada, but still not the whole world, many other countries, including Canada, are getting the eSIM-only iPhones. So the good thing is that the battery will be increased. The bad thing is the people who love the physical ability to install a physical SIM, they will be pissed. The good thing is that Apple is getting rid of that SIM card tray. That will free up a little more space inside the iPhone body. So they're utilizing that space by giving us more battery life, more battery. So that's a good thing, and hopefully it will reflect in the everyday usage. Let's talk a little bit about the regular iPhone 17 and the Pro and the kind of the differences that they have. So the worst deal or the worst iPhone, in my opinion, that Apple has launched this year is the iPhone 17 Air. And in my opinion, nobody in their right mind should be buying that iPhone, because the ridiculous thing is Apple announced the iPhone 17 Air, they revealed it to the world, and they were happy, and they were saying it has all-day battery life. We are giving it the same performance as the Pro lineup. It's great, and blah blah blah. It's the greatest iPhone. It's the brand new thing, or whatever. But it's not the exact same chip that's available in the Pro lineup, because they are disabling a GPU core. So it is a less powerful device in graphics performance. So there you have that. The other thing is they say all-day battery life, but we don't know whose day they're talking about. Everybody's day varies differently. My day varies differently because I'm a very heavy phone user. I rely on my phone for my work, for my personal business, for YouTube stuff, for cameras. I kill my device regularly. Like, if I'm doing a regular day's usage, my phone will be already at about like 70% by 11 a.m. And by the time the day ends, I will have to probably plug it in. That's on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So I'm a very heavy phone user. So it varies differently, and there's no way I can pull off using a iPhone 17 Air. And they say that it's all-day battery life. And the minute that they ended the session revealing the iPhone 17 Air, the next minute, after saying it's all-day battery life, they released an accessory, like a little power pack for attaching it on the pack for increasing the battery life. So, like, why say it's all-day battery life in the first place when it's not? So, add a little bit of extra money and go for the iPhone 17 Pro. Or save some money and just go for the iPhone 17 regular, because that is the best deal this year. And for 99.99% of the people, that is the best iPhone. It got the new processor, the A19, not the Pro, just the A19, which is still great, and it's plenty powerful. The battery life is good. It's aluminum body, and which has always been for the non-Pro iPhones. And the main thing that was missing from the last year's models, because last year's models had the slower display refresh rate, like 60 Hertz. They were stuck at 60 Hertz. But this time, Apple is bringing ProMotion to the regular iPhone 17 lineup. So that is the best deal possible in my mind. So most of the people, or my relatives, my friends who will be asking me for a recommendation which phone they should buy, most of the time I will be recommending the regular iPhone 17, and just don't even look at the 17 Air. So that's my opinion. But I will definitely go to Apple Store, and because I've been seeing a lot of videos that you have to feel it, like you have to pick it up, like the iPhone 17 Air, to know like what kind of emotions that it releases, like how it feels in the hand, right? So we'll be doing that, and I'll see. But definitely I would not be buying, because I have already pre-ordered the 17 Pro Max. I currently have the AirPods Pro 2, and they're working perfectly fine, and I will not be upgrading to AirPods Pro 3. But if you have first generation of AirPods Pro, then sure, it might be a worthy upgrade for better battery life or some other features, heart rate sensor and other thing. But me, I have the Pro 2s. I don't need the heart rate sensor. The battery life for the regular ones is plenty. I don't even use them on a regular basis, so sometimes when I need to, I just have them. And for my fitness tracking, I have this amazing ring from Ultrahuman, the Ring Air. If you want to check it out, link in the description down below. And for my other needs, because I'm testing this one, and full review of this one will be out soon, and I also use the Apple Watch Ultra 2. They also launched an Apple Watch Ultra 3, which is a little bit better battery life and better screen, I guess, more brighter than this one. But again, not a worthy upgrade for me. I'm gonna stick with this one. They updated the Apple Watch SE, so that's a good deal too, but it doesn't have some of the premium features that are available in the Apple Watch 11 series. So that's there too. But again, watch I already have. I won't be buying any of those. And I was really expecting them to launch or update the Apple TV, because Apple TV has not been updated since 2021, I think, or maybe beginning of 2022, if I'm not wrong, because I made a video on that. Because these kind of things, sometimes Apple just randomly releases in a press release, doesn't do an event or anything, so that's why I will just be waiting for it. And yeah, that's the overview from my end, and stay tuned. We will be getting the device very soon, and a comparison, unboxing, and reviews are on the way. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.